Joe Biden signs executive order to regulate cryptocurrency. Well, just to look into it. They're going to look into it. So I did a video on this a while back, but this executive order was coming, and now it's official. So what does this mean for the crypto space? Let's get into it.
Say feel that bass. We gon' shake up this place. Say pick up that pace.
President Joe Biden signs an executive order on Wednesday, mobilizing the federal government to create a strategy for digital assets like cryptocurrency that promote innovation in the industry while minimizing risk to Americans and global financial systems. Really? We all remember the Patriot Act. I did a talk a while back about this executive order was on the way. So it happened on Wednesday. Biden signs cryptocurrency executive order, hoping to advance a digital dollar. That's the end goal, folks, and other innovations. So most notably, the order directs the Federal Reserve, the good old Federal Reserve, to research, starts out as research, and potentially develop its own digital dollar, which would be similar to cryptocurrencies, that have become a financial asset for some Americans in recent years. The Fed coin, a lot of people have been talking about this. The writing's been on the wall for a few years, if you've been following this. So I've been saying this for a while. Some are saying instead of the regulatory Cujo many had expected, it was more like a golden retriever. Blockchain big hitters, including the Winklevoss twins, applauded it. They're all for it online, saying the White House has finally recognized the legitimacy of the crypto space. Others are saying this is a way to slide it in and not panic everybody. The end goal, ladies and gentlemen, is for the Fed to have its own currency and go digital, more government control over the people. So some people think this is great, other people are concerned. So what does the order do? The order directs the Treasury Department to develop guidelines for Americans trading and using cryptocurrency that aims to help them avoid fraud or market volatility. They've been watching this for a while, folks, how this whole Bitcoin and stuff is working. The Treasury will also do further research on the potential role of digital assets and blockchain in future payment systems. Control more of the money. So Biden called on the government agencies to explore the pros and cons and possibilities of digital assets, with some specific call-outs. Number one being consumer safety. Biden tasked the Treasury with drafting policies to protect consumers from scams, cyber attacks, and other illicit activities that run rampant in crypto. That could be a good thing, because I know some people that lost a lot of money. So number two, environmental impacts. Good old environment. Crypto's earned a bad rap for the high energy costs associated with mining that digital currency like Bitcoin, and the U.S. wants to mitigate those issues. Absolutely. Number three, digitizing the dollar. There it is. Following in China's footsteps, they were testing in 4 cities a year ago. The U.S. is looking into developing its own digital currency. When this stock market, everything implodes. I told you, that's the end game. So the Biden administration views the explosive popularity. Of course, they can't control it. They want to get into the space of cryptocurrency as an opportunity to examine the risk and benefits of digital assets, such as, senior administration officials who preview the order Tuesday on the condition, of course, of an anonymity term set forth by the White House. So I'll tell you, under the executive order, Biden also has directed the Treasury Department and other federal agencies to study the impact of cryptocurrency on financial stability and national security. The big man on campus, Jake Sullivan, Biden's top economic and national security advisors, uh, you know, big cheese in the room, respectively said the order establishes the first comprehensive federal digital asset strategy for the United States. That's right. That's right. Digital assets, digital dollar. Here it comes. So that will help position, in their opinion, the U.S. to keep playing a leading role in the innovation and governance of the digital assets ecosystem at home and abroad in a way that protects consumers, is consistent with our democratic values, Jake said, and advances U.S. global competitiveness. So this other guy, Diaz and Sullivan, they came out with a joint statement on Wednesday. Same old good stuff, just like the Patriot Act. So the action comes as lawmakers and administration officials are increasingly voicing concern that Russia may be using cryptocurrency to avoid the impact of sanctions imposed on its banks, oligarchs, and oil industry due to the invasion of Ukraine. Well, maybe it's because they just did an oil deal with China and it was allowed, and we shouldn't have allowed that. And we should have said, we're going to cut off trading with you, China. So he went around and did a deal with China. Last week, Democratic Elizabeth Warren, Senator, and Mark Warner and Jake Reed asked the Treasury Department to provide information on how it intends to inhibit cryptocurrency use for sanction. How do they envision that? What are they going to do to find out about that? So we'll see how far that goes. And the Biden administration has argued that Russia won't be able to make up for the loss of U.S. and European business by turning to cryptocurrency. No, they just turned to China. Okay, and this guy's worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Officials said Democratic president's order had been in the works for months. Yes, it has. They've been watching it for years. Before Russian Vladimir Putin invaded Ukraine last month. So, we've only been in this invasion about 2 weeks. Deputy National Security and Economic Advisor to Biden told CNN on Wednesday that crypto's really not a workaround for our sanctions. Wow, we're really focused on what Russia is going to do with crypto. So the executive order had been widely anticipated by the finance industry. Yes, it's been going on. It's been talked about for over a year. So crypto traders, speculators, and lawmakers who have compared the cryptocurrency market to the Wild West. So despite the risk, the government said surveys show that roughly 16% of adult Americans, or 40 million people, have invested in cryptocurrency. That's what makes people nervous. That's a lot of people, a lot of money. Got to get access to that money. And 43% of men aged 18 to 29 have put their money into cryptocurrency. Good job, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are thinking ahead. I like that. So Coinbase, Coinbase Global, the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the United States, said the company had not seen a recent surge in sanctions invasion activity. So they're monitoring, seeing what the Russians are doing, So Treasury Secretary, the wonderful Janet Yellen, said last week that many participants in cryptocurrency networks are subjected to anti-money laundering sanctions, and that the industry is not completely one where things can be evaded. So as, talking about the Federal Reserve, I love talking about the Federal Reserve. As for the Federal Reserve getting involved with digital assets, the central bank issued a paper in January that said digital currency, here it is, digital currency would best serve the needs of the country through a model in which banks or payment firms create accounts all on a digital wallet. I tell you, the writing's been on this wall if you've been following this stuff. So participants in digital currency welcome the idea of more government involvement with crypto. Not everybody, but more government involvement. Adam Zahara-Zelinsky, CEO of INCA Digital, a crypto data company that does work for Several federal agencies said the order presents the opportunity to provide new approaches to finance. It's a great stock answer, Adam. I love it. The U.S. has an interest in growing financial innovation. This word has been used by the government and everyone else, innovation. He said. He added that China and Russia were looking at crypto and building their own, currency. More than 100 countries have begun or are piloting their own digital, sovereign currency, according to the White House. So, I mean, yes, everyone's getting into the game. They see value in the product, which is a great thing. It's just a question of what kind of regulation is going to be done. Some investment bankers and asset management companies have stated that cryptocurrency stated that the executive order provides more legal clarity on the government oversight would be, a long-term positive for crypto. It's just a question of how much government oversight. So, but another individual from a financial regulation, professor at American University, cautioned against moving too fast to embrace cryptocurrencies and government involvement. She put the brakes on a little bit. She said, I think crypto is a place where we should be putting the brakes on the innovation until it's better understood. I don't necessarily agree with that. As crypto becomes more integrated into our financial system, it creates vulnerabilities, not just to those who are investing in crypto, but for everyone who participates in the economy. There needs to be some checks and balances and a better understanding. But I think she's jumping off the cliff when she doesn't need to. On Tuesday, the Treasury Department said its financial literacy arm would work to develop consumer-friendly materials to help people make informed choices about digital assets. That's wonderful. I appreciate that. So history has shown, ladies and gentlemen, history has shown without adequate safeguards, forms of private money have the potential to pose risk to consumers and the financial system. An undersecretary for domestic finance said. So bottom line, Biden's order, it's a watershed moment for the crypto space and digital assets. It's kind of similar to 96, 97, the whole government wake up to the commercial internet space. It is a watershed moment. It's just, this whole thing with when we look at the vaccine, passports going digital and scanning, it is going that direction. These people want, and some people don't know about this. I've talked about this. I've known about this for years. I've been to China a lot and know people in China and Shanghai and Beijing. The end goal is to have a social credit system and have everything on a wallet. And all your accounts, and you're going to have a score. And if you go out drinking, you go into a store and you buy a bunch of beers, you're going to get dinged. Oh, you're going to get dinged because you're not going to get that loan. You're not going to get that job. So they can shut off your social credit system. They can shut off your bank account. So look into a digital currency. The banks are insolvent. There's a lot of issues with the banks and this money printing. So they've seen the writing on the wall from all the micro data that I've looked into, investment bankers that I've talked to, the smart ones, and they need to go digital. They need to go digital dollar. So it starts with the crypto. It looks great on the surface, folks. I think there needs to be some government oversight. I know people that lost their ass with this stuff. There needs to be some government oversight, but just a question of how much regulation. Like I said, there's a lot of people making money in this space. But of course, the big cheeses in the government, they want to make money. But we'll have to see how it rolls out. But I see both sides of it, and I have some heartburn. But we'll have to see. It's too early in the game. But that executive order is now signed, sealed, and delivered. They are starting to investigate it, but they're way ahead of the curve because they've been at this for years, getting ready, and they want to see how things are going with these companies like Coinbase, how it's rolled out, and Bitcoin. So they've been preparing for this a long time. We'll see how it goes. Take care.